So, can you tell me what's one trend in this industry that genuinely excites you?
I think I'm just always excited by new pleasure paradigms. I've reviewed over 1,000 toys since 2014. I think there probably could be closer to 1,200 at this point. And people always ask me, are there really so many different ways to have an orgasm? And that's the biggest question I get. And I say yes. So I'm always excited to not only experience new things, but also to write new things. Because I mean, writing a review can be very repetitive if you're just doing rabbit vibrators all the time. So I'm just so excited about things like the trends of toys that are no longer vibrating, but that move or that use air. So these are interesting trends. And I think something that's very interesting as well is the trend of wearables and how a wearable is not so much about orgasm, it's about the complicity and the tease with your partner. I think it's a really interesting phenomenon because I remember when I first started discovering toys, I think at the time the rabbit was the biggest selling sex toy in the world, and many people would say, "Oh, I don't need that. I've got a boyfriend." Or even I would encounter some attitudes that were people that thought that sex toy replaces a partner, which of course it doesn't. So now I think with these wearables, you need a partner to make it more fun, you know? It's kind of
Yeah.
just a lot more fun if you got someone else pressing your buttons, and that creates a lot of connection, complicity, and a really good build up for potentially, for foreplay and then having sex when you get home if you're in the supermarket pressing buttons. It's just a really exciting phenomenon. So I like how pleasure paradigms are expanding. That's what excites me the most. And also materials are improving, app control, things like that. Mhm.
Oh, yes. So, do you have like a favorite type of toy, not necessarily a brand, but something you recommend to people like, hey, you should try this type?
It's difficult because it's probably like parents say they don't have a favorite child, but I don't have I think it's really important to change it up and have as many different types of stimulation as possible. Because what can happen is that you only use the same thing over and over because it works. And that can apply to types of stimulation without toys as well. I think it's very important to actually change it up. And that happened to me. My one of my first rabbits broke and I was about to have an orgasm, and that was a blessing in disguise because then I learned to actually have orgasms with my other toys, which were like
Mm.
bullet vibrators or lay-ons. And I learned something very important, which was it wasn't so much about the toy, but about my mind-body connection. And now that I've really cultivated that, I can pretty much have an orgasm with any toy because I have this inner narrative happening, and that's what really rules, not
Yeah.
so much the toy. So I think it's really important to change it up. So for me, I'm really happy discovering new things. And I just tried something today, which was like a tongue that's like moving up and down. And usually the moving toys can be quite problematic because when you press them against you, they stop moving. But this one was just amazing. So it's the first time I tried something with like a tongue, and it was incredible. So even just today, I've tried something new. So that's pretty incredible, really.
Oh, I love that. That's such great practical advice.